Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bear Beer Reviews. Tonight I have another Lambic, and again this one is by Cantillon. This one is actually just a 100% Lambic, 100% Lambic Gueuze, which I believe is, I want to say it's a young Lambic, so it's one that's not been aged for too long. This one is, it says on the back, the Gueuze Cantillon is a real spontaneous fermentation beer and entirely made up of Lambic. This Lambic is brewed with organic grown wheat 35% and malty barley 65% with dried hops. The Gueuze Cantillon is a sour beer that contains absolutely no sugar. In a good cellar it can be kept until 2030. Beer with taste evolution. This one in particular was bottled on the 7th of June 2011, so about this time last year, so it's still relatively young, could still be quite sour. The reason why I got another one of these is because I tried a Faro, so a sweetened one with sugar. I tried the Rosé de Gambrinus, which is one flavoured with raspberries, that's sweetened as well. This one should be a totally sour beer. You know, if you watch the other review, I absolutely puckered my lips at how sour the rosé was, the one with raspberries, and that one was slightly sugared. Since then, I had another Lambic style beer, and really kind of the taste, that sour taste, has really grown on me. So I really want to try something that's going to be an absolute epitome of sourness. So there should be one. It's got a little cork in the top again, and it's also got the funky guy reclining on it as well. And on the front, it's got the really famous peeing boy from. Is it Bruges or is it? I'm not sure. Is it Brussels? I cannot remember. I must say, Brussels. It's Brussels. It's the Brussels peeing boy. I can't remember his name either. But there you go. So I'll just do a quick cut. I'll be back in a second because I'll have to take the cork out. So see you again in a moment. And there we are. Pops the cork on it. There is a ton of steam kind of emanating out from the bottle. You can maybe just about be able to see how cloudy it's got up at the top. It was completely clear. You see, it's like a gradient now. All that cloudiness has kind of gone to the top. It's really dark at the bottom, going cloudy at the top. I thought it was quite interesting. So let's give it a pour. I've got my trusty Orval glass here, which is apps because that's brewed with Brettanomyces, so not your typical yeast. Give it a good glug. And there we go. Now if you can see that, it's almost quite like a wheat beer kind of colour. I mean, it is brewed with wheat, but you can see it's a hazy wheat beer kind of colour. Lovely clear, sorry, not lovely clear, lovely light amber colour. Tiny little bit of head on it, and really fine bubbling going on there as well. A little bit of carbonation going on inside of the glass, and once again I filled it too high really to see much lacing, but you can see it's kind of sticking up to the glass as we go up a bit. So the nose, once again, I opened the bottle and funktastic. Loads of funky smells coming out there, you know, it's off smell. The sort of kind of something slightly rotting kind of smell going on, which is what Lambics are. That's the smell of a Lambic. It is a spontaneous fermentation. It is a massive big open pit that just ferments, you know, everything gets in there, and that's where you get that funky smell. This one in particular, oh, it smells quite winey, quite vinous. A ton of funk and a little bit floral, kind of white winey smells, I suppose. Very dry smelling as well, very dry on the nose. You know, what else can I pick up from it? There's something. It just genuinely smells of sourness, really. It smells grapefruit. I wouldn't want to say grapefruit because that gives kind of connotations of hops, but sourness, a sour lemon sort of smell again. So yeah, without further ado, let's get a good old swig of it and watch my face contort once again. Yeah. Remarkably sour once again, but again, turned to the nth degree. That's in the other video I described it as kind of maybe biting into a candied lemon when I had the Faro Lambic. This one's like biting into an actual unsweetened lemon. It's just sourness galore. Really whacks you, really kind of dries everything out in your mouth. I really enjoy that now. The first one was kind of like, a bit odd, and the rosé was like, whoa, what is that? And now I've kind of grown accustomed to it. It's quite pleasant. It's strangely refreshing. In terms of other flavours, you do get a kind of nice little, I would say quite wheaty body, like that fruity wheat flavoured body, just at the end. Obviously, you take a sip, and it's very unctuously wet. It feels very refreshing. It feels very it feels satisfyingly thirst quenching. That's the best way I can put it. And it feels quite light as well. You feel a tiny little bit of carbonation, but not much. It's quite a nice, easy, quenching drink. You know, you give it a good quaff, and feels like you've had a good bit of, a nice bit of water or something. It's quite nice that, I can see how it's really refreshing on a nice hot summer's day. Let's put it that way. And then you get the kind of absolutely overpowering sourness, and then at the end I'm kind of getting a tiny bit of fruity wheat beer flavours coming through. And actually, I'd actually say there's a bit more carbonation than perhaps thought on the first couple of tastes. I feel it bubbling away in the tongue, and particularly at the back of the mouth as you kind of swallow it and feel bubbles down the back of my throat. Yeah, what can I say? I've kind of really, and this is only in the past few weeks, kind of grown to really quite like Lambics. A really sour flavour is something so unique and only found in the Lambic or spontaneous fermented beers, I should say. And then you can really taste the quality of them. They're very, just the craftsmanship that's gone into the beer that makes it so smooth and quite complex, despite a completely uncontrolled process going on. It's kind of a testament to how difficult it must really be to kind of make these beers. I've still got quite a lot of yeast at the bottom of here because I didn't manage to get it all out, so I'll pour that in as well. Loads of big chunky bits coming out the bottom there. It might add a little bit of flavour as well, so I'll have another little swig. Yeah, there's a bit more of a yeasty flavour, but I think that's just because I can't actually feel that I've got a big chunk of, I shouldn't say yeast, it's not yeast, it's sediment. I kind of swallowed a bit of sediment there, so there's a bit of extra funk in that flavour. But I'm going to like that, The funky flavour of Lambics is completely strange to anything traditional British ale-y. And more kind of like, if you go out and you get a bottle of bitter lemon from the supermarket, probably one of the closest things you can get, but non-alcoholic, and just nowhere near as complex and deep, really, with those extra little flavours coming through. I really recommend going out and trying the styles. Like I said, the quality of the beers to make them so smooth and interesting, because the predominant flavour is going to be so sour. I really like them. So go out and give them a shot. I'm definitely going to try these again on a nice sunny day when I need some nice and refreshing, thirst quenching, something that just gives you the palate a little bit of a kick. It's different. What can I say? It's different, and I really like things that are different. Things that, although being very traditional, it pushes my boundaries, my taste boundaries. So once again, thank you for watching a Bear Beer review. Check out the rest of the channel as well. Subscribe and favourite. And if you haven't seen the brewery tour video, please watch it, because it's me at my happiest when I'm waist deep in malted barley with the shovel. Check it out. You'll see I'm grinning from beginning to end in the video, and that was after no sleep that night as well, because of the work and the store's alarm not setting properly. So cheers guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next review.